They are very, very varied. Starts with Heimat und dann es gibt auch andere also Themen, die besprochen wurden und die wir auch besprechen, lesen und verstehen sollen. Es gibt also eine allgemeine Persönlichkeitsentwicklung der Lernenden. Also damit ist das ist das Ziel des Buches der Autoren. That's the aim, that's the objective, that you give an all-round development to a learner of German. Diese Themen sind Normalthemen im tagtäglichen oder im Alltagsdeutschland. We talk about all kinds of topics even in our daily lives. It's not just German accusative or Telugu or Hindi accusative or the dative or the Tamil genitive. We don't talk about these things. There's so many things that we talk about in our own language. And none of us is expert in all fields. But we do express an opinion. We do argue out some points. We seek information. We give information. It's a similar thing that is being asked of us here in German. So
besonders brauche ich ein Hilfe, besonders mit Zweiteilung. That is the most difficult part I find in this pattern.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Tail lines, no, this is Huron.
Oh, Huron I've not seen yet. I'll come to that soon.
No, I don't know. Even in Lesen, tail numbers Y, Lesen, so tail numbers I. Lesen, eins is.
Lesen, I thought eins was trickier.
No. So 2 was trickier. In fact, a little bit difficult for me. I tell you why it is difficult. Yeah, tail eins is just choosing. Just go. Could you please?
Down, please? Here the topic is Mediennutzung. So that's
no. I'm talking about the pattern. I'm not worried about the topic. I'm not worried about the topic. Yeah, here the pattern is.
I am, because there are many of us who may not be interested in Mediennutzung. That's the Thema. So look at the number with different people expressing opinions. Dann kommt Nummer 2, Lotto.
Yeah.
Lotto.
Yeah.
Lottery. Das ist typisch Deutsch. Typisch Europa. Es gibt diese Lotto-Spiel in Deutschland. Das wird von dem Staat unterstützt. Man muss eine Ahnung davon haben. You have to have an idea about it.
No. Why I am finding this as difficult is here filling this gap with sentence. So here I should know the entire context, then I should understand the meaning of the entire sentence.
Yeah.
And sometimes more than one sentence is suitable. For example, I can say,
yes.
I get up in the morning, I took tea, then I read my newspaper. I can say, I got up, I just read the newspaper, then I have a tea.
No, there is a logic
Only
here.
The thing is, getting up early in the morning is the first sentence. That is clear. But in the second and third sentence, I can put the third sentence as in the second position, or I can put the third sentence in the third position. Both are possible.
Yes,
so
but there
really
is agreed. But there is still a certain logic followed here, and there's only one answer possible.
Yeah, that is expected, but really I'm caught here. Really, I'm fixed here.
Let's take this paragraph. Also, könnt alle meinen Bildschirm sehen, bitte?
Ja, ich kann.
Ja.
Okay. Also der Text hier, das ist ein Test. Das ist Teil 2 vom Lesen. Es gibt 5 Teile hier, das ist Teil 2. Und hier muss man diesen Text lesen. Es gibt hier Lücken. Und die Aufgabe ist, wir haben diese Möglichkeiten. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Also 8 Möglichkeiten und 6 Lücken.
6 Lücken, ja.
So 2 Aufgaben oder 2 Aussagen passen nicht. We have done this kind of exercise in B1, remember? We have more possibilities but less blanks, and we were told 2 of them don't fit. And it is given to us here also. Zwei Sätze passen nicht. Now, which ones do not fit? We don't know. So you have to read this quickly. So when you look at this here, Glückszahlen and so on, the first one is solved for us. So we don't have to worry very much, but it gives us a continuity. You can still ignore this and say Glückszahlen werden bereits, I'm leaving this out. The explanation I don't need. Glückszahlen werden bereits seit über 500 Jahren getippt. Der Glaube an großen Gewinn existiert heutzutage noch genauso wie damals. The belief in a big win exists even today. So, Zahlenlotto ist ursprünglich eine Erfindung der Genuesen, the people of Genoa in Italy. So, sie bestimmten mit dem Los und so weiter, indem sie die Namen aller Kandidaten auf Zettel schrieben und 5 davon zogen. Because these names were to be used in the Rathaus as members of the municipal council. So they wrote the names of these candidates on papers and pulled out 5 of them. So if you look at that here, what should be continuing here with Nummer 10? And then the answer here is, irgendwann ersetzte einfach jemand die Namen durch Zahlen. Someone somewhere replaces names with numbers. So entstand das gewinnbringende Lotto-System. And so arose this lottery system. No names, but numbers. Solved. Go to the next. Die Idee breitete sich wie Lauffeuer, etc., etc. Dash, sie nutzen das Glücksspiel, ihre Staatskassen aufzufüllen. Sie, who is this sie? They use this game of chance to fill up their state treasury, state coffers, state finances. Who?
Regering, what are these Rathos?
Go down. You just go down. Spieler, no. Auch die Könige und Regenten profitierten von diesem neuen Trend. Sie nutzten das Glücksspiel, ihre Staatskassen aufzufüllen. They profited and they used this lottery to fill up their state coffers. Schnell wurden Waren und Geldlotterien so populär und so weiter und so weiter. Das Jahr 800 herum in Deutschland verboten werden müssen, Lottospiele. They had to be banned, weil viele Bürger das Geld verloren hatten. Im Oktober 1905 wurde, also 1855 and then 1955, moderner Deutscher geboren. Okay. 150 years. 1800 to 1950s. So erst 150 Jahre später durften die Spieler wieder freuen. So. Im Oktober sind sie geboren, ein 11-jähriges Waisenkind zog dabei, etc., etc. The first one, an orphan, he pulled the winning numbers, an orphan pulled the winning numbers, so and so. So now 250.000 Tippscheine wurden verkauft. Today, mehr als. So ab 1965 wurde die Lotterie jeden Samstagabend durch das Fernsehen live zu den Zuschauern ins Wohnzimmer gebracht. So, number 13. Schon bald nach der ersten Sendung, it's something to do with TV. Right? So this is number, what number do I need? 13, right?
13.
Yeah. So this would be with Spieler and Fernsehen, Spieler, Fernseher zu Hause. Also this one. Very simple. Okay.
No,
let's go.
Let's go. I agree with you. But the fact is, I'm finding fitting the entire sentence in a look is difficult for me.
But the trick is here between these two, connecting these two. Okay, then I skip to the I do speed reading, so I'll just go on. schon bald sind immer so, dass Leihwohlprovinzwege angestellt werden. Lotto ist ein Glücksspiel, das den Veranstalter viel Glück bringt. Einbringt und von den Menschen abhängig werden können. Von dem die Menschen abhängig werden können. On which people can become dependent. So, in Deutschland darf nur der Staat Lottospiele veranstalten. Er gibt einen großen Teil der Einnahmen dann wieder für gute Zwecke aus. Ah, okay. The city uses it for good purposes. For example, social and cultural projects. And people can get dependent on this. Aha, okay. So now I go down and look around. Not a Volkssport. What has the state got to do with it? What has the state got to do with it? Not a danger, not number. Ah, got it. So. Deshalb ist es auch mit einer großen Verantwortung verbunden. So now it is connected to a great responsibility because the state uses that extra money that it has got after paying out the winner. Whatever is left over, that money is used zum Beispiel für soziale und kulturelle Projekte. Okay, so dann, so far, rund 40% spielen mindestens einmal jährlich 6 aus 49. Okay, und für manche Spieler erfüllt sich ein großer Traum vom Glück. Also some of them, they are lucky, and at least 40% play at least once a year. Okay. Clay, sport, nothing else fits here. So when you write your answers, you have to write down 15 here. Next to A, you will write down, oh shit, I forgot now, what is A? Well, whatever. Von diesem profitiert and, oh, that means here, number 11. So in your answer block, you will write down, or that sheet given to you, 11A, 15B, this will remain blank. The sentence doesn't fit.
So this pattern is Goethe pattern, am I right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Then is there any major difference between TELC and Goethe? Because I'm preparing for TELC. So
should not be. I have to check the TELC exam pattern. Should not be.
Because in Germany or with many other companies, TELC is recognized.
Yeah. TELC is the
more
desired
recognized
one.
than,
yeah, TELC is erwünscht. Yeah.
Or they ask C1 Goethe. Either B2 TELC or C1 Goethe.
There's a difference in the level, slight difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Teil 3 is Schaustellerkinder. Children belonging to the circuses and others. This is a topic.
Interesting.
It's fascinating. Multiple choice. Then comes your Lesen, Überschrift.
Fitting a title, yeah.
Title to the text. We have been doing that. So what fits there? These are texts here, and you have to choose the titles. The titles are, I think, given at the top here. So you have to write down the appropriate one, A, B, C, D, A, or whatever here.
And the last one is the easiest one, in my opinion.
That's true, but that also is with titles.
Yeah.
So, short text, this is about Hausordnung in Hotel Berghof, and you have to give a Überschrift. For example, the first one is Soll, Nummer 2. Can you just quickly do this for me? Wir bitten alle Gäste, sich so zu verhalten, dass die anderen Gäste und unsere Nachbarn nicht gestört werden. We request all guests to behave so that the other guests and our neighbors are not disturbed. Wir bitten Sie zum Wohle der anderen Gäste, Ihr TV-Gerät ab 22 Uhr einzustellen, nur auf Zimmerlautstärke. Loud enough only for the room. Nicht extra laut. In den Mehrbettzimmern gilt auf Wunsch auch nur eines Gastes Licht aus. So if you're sharing a room with somebody, dormitory, for example, and even if one person says, please switch off the lights, you have to switch off the lights. So auch auf den Gängen und Treppenhaus, no noises, please. Not in the passageways and in the stairwell. Don't make any noise. So which of these can come with this title? Number 28.
Nachtruhe.
Nachtruhe. Because it's talking about maintaining quiet at night. So, Nachtruhe. 29 is very easy. Unser Quellwasser sind kostbar. Ja? Lassen Sie bitte die Wasserhähne, die Taps, nicht unnötig weit öffnen. So conserve water. Schließen Sie nach dem Lüften die Fenster. After airing, close the windows. Helfen Sie uns, Wasser, Energie und Waschmittel zu sparen. I don't have to go further. What
That's
fits
all
you?
simple. Yeah.
Which of these titles fits for 29?
Umwelt.
Umwelt.
Yeah.
You can work through very fast. 6 minutes.
Okay.
Believe me, this can be done.
Yeah. 2 to 3 minutes. Maximum I spend 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any tip? Because sometimes the title is not understandable. What should we do? Am I still
Leave it, go to the next one. Don't waste your time here. You are given the entire set. The entire set of questions is given to you. Make a note of which one you left out. Go to the next one. Come back to it later. That's allowed.
I got really stuck up and I really lost 3 to 4 minutes to understand the title. Because my mindset is, if I do not understand the title, I will not understand the text.
So leave the title. Go to the text. Just read the title. Go ahead. You have a rough idea of what it means. Then the next set, Test Nummer 2, also here, Teil 1. The topic is Billigflieger.
Yeah, economical traveler.
Right? Right. And then comes your Freitag den 13. Yeah. See how varied the topics are. It covers almost every aspect of our lives. This is about superstition. Similarly here, Hauskonzerte, Klavier Festival, an unusual piano festival. So it's a house concert. This is something very typical for Germany. So in private living rooms, there's normally some piano music conducted by somebody who's famous enough. That is a trend now starting in India. Some households are getting together, bringing people into their house to perform, and they're inviting guests dabei. So it's about house concert. Okay. Then comes gesunder Ernährung. So Vitaminprodukte oder vitaminarme Produkte im Supermarkt. So what about your Ernährung, your nourishment? Topic on nourishment, food and nourishment. Then comes number 5, Schulbibliothek. Look at the range of topics in just 2 tests. 10 different topics. There are 15 tests here. Overall. So each one, there are 5 topics for each part of Lesen. So 5 into 15, 75 topics here. Is that not enough? See, what more does one want in terms of topics? The more you do, believe me, the more confused you will be. All we need to know is just practice it with speed. Also wir müssen fast alles über alles wissen. Frühstücksgewohnheiten. Breakfast customs. Look at number 2. Abendmode mit Geschichte. Then comes number 3. Lamas gegen Arbeitsstress. What is a lama? Don't confuse a lama with the people in Tibet. This animal is a llama. It's an animal from South America, which I'm sure all of you know. So this is used as a stress buster. A topic which I'm sure we would not be discussing in everyday life. If you're on WhatsApp, you would probably be discussing this, because WhatsApp discusses almost anything and everything. Then comes number 4. It's about end of long years of friendship in a Zeitung's article. Years of friendship which have suddenly ended. These are the Meinungen. You have to assign them here. Then look at number 5, the last one here. Ein Zimmer in einem Studentenwohnheim. And then comes again Hausordnung. This is repeated. We did one Hausordnung im Hotel in here and Hausordnung des Studentenheims in Dresden. These are the topics, 8 of them. We have to choose only 3 of this. Benutzung der Waschanlage, Abstellen von Kraftfahrzeugen, parking of cars, using the washroom, safety, animals, noise protection or whatever, removal of baggage, garbage, Reinigung is cleaning up, and loss of keys. Studentenwohnheim. The topics are simple. The texts are small. Ruhestörende Geräusche sind nach Möglichkeit zu vermeiden. Noise-causing disturbances are to be avoided. Where and when?
Should yeah. Lernen. A.
I don't even have to read the whole text. Safely go with A. I've done this within 15 seconds. Now I have that extra time to look at the other 2 in case they are problematic. 6 minutes.
For example, certain words. For example, the text number 7. Yesterday I got held up. Abschreiben. I know Schreiben.
To copy. Abschreiben is to copy.
Yeah, I never use that word abschreiben. Normally we use a kopieren. So, what is kopieren? I got stuck up.
Yeah, kopieren is what a machine does. Kopieren is what a machine does. Abschreiben is what a student does in an exam. Copying from your neighbor. So look at number 30.
To understand from the context, it took some 2 to 3 minutes. I wasted my time there. So.
Oh, there is a trick. You just go ahead. Here, I'm not taking this. This is a running text, no gaps. So I skip to 30, where I have this Gedankenstriche. This is easier to read. Alle Wohnungen sind mit Rauchwarnmeldern. Oh, smoke detectors. Lagern Feuergefährlichen, Mangel Gaswasser, Grillen. Ay. Got it?
Sicherheit dann, yeah.
This is quick. Now I come to this running text. This will take me time to read. This will take me time. So now I have to read this one after the other. I've saved time. 30 seconds, I've done 2. I have 5 more minutes at my disposal for this part of lesson. Work out a strategy. You don't have to follow what I've just told you or was even Vasu erzählt hat. If you feel it suits you, mix them both up, choose his way of thinking, his line of solving, or choose what I've just told you. Each of us is a different individual. We only need to be shown the way we develop and make our own path. We have to be comfortable with what we or each one of us is doing. It's not like, sir, you told me to do it this way and I could not do it. Or you said Vasu's strategy is good. It's good for him. It may not be good for you and me. Yeah, so look at this here. Der Studentenwerk ist eine Reduzierung der Müllkosten bemüht. Mülltrennung. Verpflichten sich Mülltrennung. Pappe zu nutzen. So use only paper and cardboard. Mülltrennung.
Abfall is wastage, yeah.
I don't have to look at any other word. I've got it. Three times Mülltrennung has come in front of me. Abfall is Müll. It's a synonym. Test over. I've saved 3 whole minutes. I use that 3 minutes in some other part of the test. It's very comprehensive. Covers all topics. Und da wir schon am Anfang des 2. Buches auch das Testbuch bekommen haben, ihr sollt die Lösungen allmählich machen, die Tests lösen, alle Tests lösen, nach ihrer or eurer Geschwindigkeit, according to your speed. Understand the concepts. We have enough time to discuss these. Am Ende des Kurses wäre es sehr schwer sein, to discuss this. So start now, get accustomed to this speed thing. It'll help you a lot. Okay? Habt ihr Fragen? Hat jemand hier Fragen?
Ja,
Any
Sir.
questions, anyone?
Sir, ich habe die Antworten nicht gefunden. Where are the answers of these exercises?
In front of you right now on the screen. Here.
But I have to check, sir, the lesson and the herein.
Send them to me. I'll check and get back to you.
So I have to send just the numbers.
Test number in detail. Test number, Übung number, Seite number. Otherwise, it'll be totally difficult for me to locate them in the book.
Okay.
Sir, are you comfortable with my pattern of answering? So I think.
Yeah, that's okay because the test number is given there, no, at top. So it's easy for me to refer to the book here. I know which test you're doing.
Okay.
So actually, I have to read the Dan Übung.
Yeah, that's what. So whatever time I'm spending to read, you need to spend.
No, my reading is a little faster. I'm used to that.
That's right. But what I'm saying is you need to go through the complete set. Probably I take 1 hour, you take 10 minutes. But
not 10,
you need to exercise it. You need to execute. Yeah.
A little longer than 10, definitely. But I'm sure about half the time that you might take. There was one place where I had to think of it. No, only this book is what Dev Karan sent me.
No, I thought he would have sent the key to you. So that's the reason I'm expecting your answers.
I don't think he has found it.
Okay.
I don't think he has found it.
I did not check it. I did not check it. Yeah. Otherwise, my mind will go to that directly.
It's not there in the book as far as I know.
I did not check
There's
it.
one text that really puzzled me a bit yesterday.
Mhm.
Just get back to that. Maybe with your help today, let's utilize that time. No offense, Vinod. Get now no motion for this. Listen, what was that one about that food wastage and so on? Vasu, hast du das im Kopf? Welcher Text das war?
Which one, sir? Topic?
Food and vegetable, that wastage part. Pilates, this is the latest now, the exercise form.
Okay, the lady learned from Netherlands and she incorporated that. Collecting
I
the
think
waste food. Yeah,
yes, yes.
it's fear.
Vegetables.
Yeah. From the shops and yeah, I can check it.
Yeah. I think this was. It was here. Got it.
Yeah, film.
Yes, no, films, I think. Yeah, this is. Cannot.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, restless glucose. Yes.
This, I'm admitting very frankly, 12 Minuten just took a little bit of my time. I was hoping to finish it within 5-6 minutes. It took me a little longer than that,
5-3.
but less than 12.
Yeah.
And especially one part, and that was actually two parts really.
It
There
took
was
11
one-
minutes for me.
I did it, I think, in about 7 yesterday, 6 or 7. I didn't time myself.
Mm.
This was the problem area. And this one here. The problem was people here. I'll show you the two questions also. Yeah, alle bitte. Let's look at two questions. Nummer 17. Die Kirche, Plural von Koch. Der Koch, die Kirche. Cooks. Die Kirche haben es nicht leicht,
Ja.
weil sie Gerichte für Gourmets zubereiten müssen, weil sie keinen festen Speiseplan haben oder weil sie mit wenig guten Zutaten schmackhaft kochen sollen.
Ich denke ja. B ist die
Wait,
richtige Antwort.
warte.
Ich habe eine Logik, ja.
So you have understood this, all of you? The drei Optionen? The cooks don't find it easy because they have to prepare dishes for Feinschmecker. Gourmet is a person who enjoys his food, who loves to eat food, who loves to eat good food, and also sometimes maybe writes his judgment evaluation about it. Then gourmet. Foodie is different from gourmet. Gourmet is a French word. Foodie is somebody who just loves good food, or food for that matter. But a gourmet is a specialized, it can be a profession as well. Nummer 2, weil sie keinen festen Speiseplan haben. It's not easy for cooks because they don't have a fixed plan.
Menu.
Cooking plan, what should they cook? Number 3, because they have to cook something very tasty with very little ingredients. Very few ingredients. Then the last one here. Die Gäste sollten einen Tisch reservieren, sonst werden sie wieder weggeschickt, um lange Wartezeiten zu vermeiden, damit nicht so viel Essen übrig bleibt. Und jetzt der Text. There are two paragraphs here that deal with both the questions. This is the first one. Number 17. The cooks don't find it easy. And this is the last one, 21. You have to book a table in advance.
I think, sir, for the uh, answer is here for the question. Es ist
Also hier,
ja, es ist eine Herausforderung für die Kirche, auch weil sie nie im Voraus wissen, was sie denn gestern Abend zubereiten können.
Ja, es ist die Logik.
Ja, wenn man sich jeden Tag spontan etwas Neues über
Ja, die Küche wissen nicht,
ja,
was
wissen
muss
nicht.
kochen oder ja, was ist die Menükarte, die Speisekarte. Oder wie man hat zu kochen.
zu kochen hat, wie man zu kochen hat.
Ja.
So, das ist eine Herausforderung für alle Köche.
Ja, sie müssen haben vorhaben. Sie müssen vorhaben.
Okay. Now let's look at the options. Ja, Nummer 17. Die Kirche aber ist nicht leicht, weil A ist sowieso falsch. Aus Logik, das ist sowieso falsch. You're not cooking for people who come to evaluate your food.
Ja.
Ist es B oder C?
Ja, in meiner Meinung nach
B.
Wir machen das so, macht euch Gedanken. Das ist Test Nummer 5, Teil 3. Think it over, let me know tomorrow. Think it over. So take this as homework, Seite 75 im Testbuch, also this is in my PDF. Seite 75, lesen, Teil 3. Test Nummer 5, Teil 3, lesen. Das ist der Text hier, 17. Und dann kommt am Ende hier, wer sich einmal restlos glücklich essen will, wird um Reservierung gebeten. Denn nur so können Anne Keuchel und ihr Team vermeiden, dass jemand aufgrund Platzmangel vielleicht weggeschickt werden muss. Und auch, dass mehr gekocht wird als gegessen und gerettete Lebensmittel nicht doch noch in die Tonne wandern. The options given. A table should be reserved so that they are not sent away, to avoid long queues, waiting queues, or so that food is not left over. Das ist eure Hausaufgabe. Note the page number in the test book 75, 75. Test 5, lesen, Teil 3. Ignore the timing here, please. You can ignore that. And read the text. I'll make it easy for you. This is about using leftover vegetables or vegetables which would normally be thrown away, using those vegetables in the kitchen here called restlos glücklich and belly natural to cook food. Raw vegetables normally left unsold in the markets are thrown away. So instead of that, this particular restaurant collects those vegetables and makes some good tasty dishes out of those vegetables, which normally you and I would throw away. So read through this text and then answer the questions and let me know what your answers are. Just a small exercise for you. Okay, so jetzt zurück zu unserem Thema. So hier. Ja, ein neues Thema heute. Und darüber habe ich schon etwas gesprochen. Und das ist das Thema S. S. Was ist das S? Also, wir lesen einfach die Faustregel dafür. Im deutschen Satz steht immer ein was?
Subjekt.
Ein Subjekt, okay? Und das Wort
Nomen.
Wort blank.
Flesh and Nomen.
Nein,
Nomen.
nein. Das Wort es übernimmt die Rolle des Subjekts. Wenn es kein Subjekt möglich ist, dann gebrauchen wir das Wort es. Beispiel bei Wetterverben und auch bei einigen anderen Fällen. Das diskutieren wir ganz kurz. Also ich will nicht viel darüber reden, denn das ist auch ein großes Thema. Wir haben das Wort hier regnen. Das Verb regnen oder schneien, wie es zurzeit in Deutschland und Europa und in den nördlichen Ländern passiert, sind Verben, die meistens im Deutschen Wetterverben heißen. Verbs denoting applied with weather. So, I've used the verb schneien. I've used the verb regnen. Wenn wir irgendein Verb haben, also zum Beispiel kaufen, nehmen wir. When we use kaufen as it is here. Kaufen, das Buch. Kaufen, das Handy. Geht das?
Nein.
Nein. Also, was brauchen wir hier? Ein Subjekt. Was bedeutet Subjekt? Also ein Agent, an agent, or somebody performing or doing something. It can be a person or a thing. That depends on the verb now, because the verb determines the meaning. Right? So when you say subject and kaufen, what is the subject that we know?
RSC.
Ja, das kann auch plural sign?
Wir,
Wir,
Sie,
Yeah,
hier
hier,
oder Sie.
So this ich und du ist erste und zweite Person. Erste Person Singular, zweite Person Singular. So ich und du sind Personen. What about er und sie?
dritte
Third
Person.
person singular.
Dritte Person. Also maskulin und feminin. What about es? Dritte Person, neutral.
Ja.
Now, this is what matters to us now, more importantly. Er, sie und es. If I use a pronoun here, with er kauft, there is no problem. To understand what this er kauft means. I am deliberately leaving it incomplete. It's not a complete sentence. I need an accusative object. If I say er liegt, can you tell me what this er liegt is? Is it a
He's
person or a thing?
He,
person.
Person?
Person.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
not always. Masculine object also it could be.
It could also be a thing.
Masculine, yeah, thing. Masculine.
It could be, for example, der Roman liegt. Er liegt auf dem Bett. Der Roman liegt auf dem Bett. It could also be, der Mann liegt auf dem Bett. So that er is ambiguous now. I'm not sure. Dritte Person Singular ist es eine Person oder eine Sache. But with er kauft, it has to be a person. It can't be a thing. I can't say der Roman kauft, der Tisch kauft, der Stuhl kauft. Not possible. Because a table, chair, and a book cannot buy. The verb prevents me from misunderstanding that pronoun here. This has to be er, also mein Freund, der Vater, mein Bruder, der Onkel, der Chef, der Lehrer, etc., etc., etc. It has to be a person. It can't be their test tool or whatever. So the verb has told me now that I can't use a Sache here. So I'm clear about that concept. Now I'm also clear about subject. So this is the subject performing an action. Now let's try to apply this here. Which of these can I use here? Ich regne, ich schneie.
Nine, sir.
Nein. Also
Nur
du regnest, sie also
Nine.
auch nicht.
Nine, sir.
But can I say regnet?
Nine.
Auch nicht. So I can't use any of these pronouns. Nicht möglich. I can't use any of these pronouns. Nicht möglich. This is the only pronoun possible for me to use, which I put here. Now when I say es regnet, the verb has to match the subject, which it does now. It takes a T form. Now it's okay. But who or what is this es? Does it refer to something specific? Das Kind es? Das Mädchen es? Das Handy es? Is it replacing a noun? Or is it simply because that blank is there, I have to fill it, so it is performing the role of a subject just to conjugate the verb? Why is this S here? This S is here to fulfill the role of a subject because that first place cannot be left blank. Otherwise, we can't conjugate the verb. So is it that reason, or does this S refer to something. What's mind here? What do you feel?
Ich denke, regnet is das verb, sorry, neutrum. Rain is a neutrum
Right.
object, so
No.
it says
There.
Rain is masculine. Their
Yeah.
Regen.
There again.
That's
then
masculine. So
it is
why is it not air regnet?
it rains.
Because we are using Reagan as a
Huh.
when we make any verb as a we add das, right? I'm not able to find the correct wordings.
No.
Okay,
No.
like das essen.
No.
No, no, no. There is in minor nach regnen und schneien. Brauchen immer
Immer.
ein Subjekt.
Yes.
Also jeder Satz im Deutschen braucht ein Subjekt.
Besonders mit diesem Verben.
Ja, natürlich, aber im deutschen Satz steht immer ein Subjekt. Ohne Subjekt geht es nicht im Deutschen. Be clear about it. Don't confuse it with any other languages. Indian languages, we can build without a subject. That's the beauty here. Don't confuse this with other languages, please. So, im deutschen Satz steht immer ein Subjekt. Und wir haben gerade herausgefunden, was unter Subjekt vorkommt, was alles vorkommen kann als Subjekt. What all can come in front of it as a subject. Also ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie und sie. Das ist alles. No other pronoun is possible here. We can also use nouns, but these nouns will come only with this we and this and with this in the third person. You don't say der ich oder das ich oder die ich. Der du, das du, die du. We don't use articles. Articles come with the third person. So a non-living object can also be a subject. Der Tisch steht in der Ecke. Die Lampe steht auf dem Tisch. Das Kind steht auf dem Tisch. Is standing on the table. Beides sind möglich, Person oder Sache. So why is this S used here? What is the role here of S? And that is explained to us here in dem Satz. Das Wort S übernimmt die Rolle des Subjekts. It has taken on the role of a subject. It is now a subject, a grammatical subject with no reference whatsoever, Entschuldigung, to some other noun. It is not a pronoun anymore. It is just a subject, not a pronoun. Don't think this S is das Regen oder das Schnee oder das Donner. No, it has nothing to do with that. And it won't be das Donner, it will be das Donnern, das Regen, das Schneien, not das Schnee, it's der Schnee. These are two different things. Since we can't leave it blank, we have to use an S. Zweitens, Das Verb hier, regnen, schneien, alle diese Wetterverben, können wir nicht mit ich, du oder wir, ihr, sie und so weiter konjugieren. Ich regne, du regnest, ich schneie, du schneist. Die sind unpersönliche Verben, Wetterverben, unpersönliche Verben. Und bei solchen unpersönlichen Verben vor allem, es gibt auch andere Fälle, there are other cases, non-wetter verbs also. The subject used to conjugate such verbs is always S, where it is just a grammatical subject. Und dieses Subjekt nennen wir auch ein Platzhalter. It is holding this blank space. It fulfills, completes, and holds this place as so that the sentence makes sense grammatically. Und es gibt auch andere Wendungen. Zum Beispiel, einige haben wir schon gelernt. Wie geht es dir? It's not wie geht dir. Wie is a Frage, gehen is a verb, dir is a dative object. Dative object. So you're not conjugating es or gehen with dir. So I need something like that. You can't say, wie gehe ich dir? Wie gehst du dir? Wie geht dir? It doesn't make sense. So in order to complete that sentence grammatically, I am forced to use S, which has no reference whatsoever to any neuter noun. It is just there to hold its place and complete the sentence grammatically. Why? Denn im deutschen Satz steht immer ein Subjekt. This rule has to be satisfied. It is raining. Not I'm raining, you are raining, we are raining. It is snowing. That it does not refer to any non-living thing. It's just there. You can't say raining, snowing, thundering, hailing. It's snowing. It's like saying it's late. It is late. What is this it here in English? Because don't compare it with Indian languages. I'm warning you again. Don't use this with anything else. Stick to German here, please. Because in Hindi, for example, or in Telugu, der ho gayi. Where the hell is the subject in the sentence? Der se aaya ya deri se aaya. There's no subject in the sentence. Don't use it with other languages. It doesn't work. We are sticking to German here. Oder es ist gut. Acha hai. Acha and then hai. Acha is an adjective. Hai is a verb. Where the hell is the subject here in the sentence? Acha, es ist gut. It is good. In English, the latest trend now is to drop that. It is good. It's fine. That it is not used anymore. So since we need a subject, we use this S on this. S dann heißt Platzhalter. Because ohne S, the sentence is incomplete. Und das ist die Rolle von S in dem Satz. Und das ist die Grammatik hier in dieser Lektion. Es gibt auch see, I'm using S again, because it comes with escaped. Es gibt auch einige andere Regeln und Beispiele. Es gibt auch viele Übungen dazu, die ich nicht machen will. Aber ich gebe euch dann noch weitere Beispiele, wo es in einem Satz vorkommt oder wo es in einem Satz steht. Damit wir total im Klaren sind. This is a full-fledged topic of grammar or grammatical discussion at a higher level of learning. As long as we understand that ohne S, der Satz ist falsch. Is enough for us. We don't use S with all verbs. There is a certain set of verbs with which S is the only subject possible. Ohne das Subjekt können wir das Verb nicht konjugieren. That is the basic rule. To conjugate a verb, we need a subject. And that is what makes things easy for us in any text. In any text. So if I look at let's take at something at random. Schmeckt. Tea. When does tea come? Conjugation with a verb. Yeah, people, when do you have tea in the conjugation table? Singular or a plural?
Singular.
Singular.
Plural of ear.
Ear. Yes.
Singular.
Yeah, either with RZS
Or
and
ear.
or ear in the plural.
Ear.
Okay. Wie schmeckt? Singular. Der Schweinebraten. Ihnen is dative object, so it can't be the conjugation reason for conjugation. There's also a zweite Person singular, but dative. We need nominative. Der Schweinebraten. Nominative, verb conjugated. So dritte Person, masculine singular, schmeckt. Do something else. At random, finden. When do we get en form in a verb? Plural.
Plural.
Also zweite Person, höflich, Sie, capital S.
It's ultimately plural. Yeah.
You know, this could also be singular, depends on the context. It could also be Sie, Herr Vasu, Sie. Höflichkeitsform. So the moment you see a verb, look at the conjugation that identifies your subject. You can't get lost. Let's look at this verb. Gewinnen. Oh, gewinnen. Plural. Very happy. 1 minute. There's a zu before that. That's why it's infinitive. Okay. So zu gewinnen is infinitive, which means zu plus gewinnen comes at the end of a sentence. So there must be something else before that which will help me find the subject. Got it. Handelt. So now I need the conjugation or the subject that goes with handelt, not with zugewinnen. See the trick? So it becomes so easy to decode a sentence in German. So simple. Because now this rule is clear. Conjugation is based only with the nominative. Ich, du, LCS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. This RZS can be replacement for dritte Person Singular, Personen oder Sachen. Der Tisch, er, das Buch, es, die Tasche, sie. So these are pronouns for the nouns. But sometimes only S has this special feature, that it need not be a reference to a neuter noun. Is simply there to help fill up that blank. Any questions here?
So S here mean the subject can be age, do, as, yes, where. So it is not referring to any particular third person subject.
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is not. Not Fragen? Any other questions? Okay, good.
Nicht. Danke.
Good. I'll show you something else that I have with me, which I'll be sending to you now. Nummer 2. Es gibt auch andere Möglichkeiten. S is also a complete accusative Ergänzung. It stays for a complete accusative object which can be in the form of a sentence, not just a single noun. Beispiel. A das Satz here. This entire sentence is in accusative. Where, how, why? I can hardly believe it. If I stop with the sentence, I can hardly believe it. Is the sentence complete for you to understand what I mean? I can hardly believe it. Because what will be a logical question? Believe what? It. So what is this it referring to? That the speaker is late again. So this S in this sentence is referring to this entire statement. Ich kann es kaum glauben, dass der Referent wieder zu spät kommt. We have formed these sentences before without knowing fully well or understanding fully well, nämlich weil der Lehrer das nicht weiter erklärt hat, also in diesem Fall ich. We did this earlier and I have not told you how to do these sentences. Or you referred, I think we also learned how to invert the sentences, and I've simply told you delete the S.
Yes, sir.
And
That
you
was my
accept,
question.
and you have already accepted that. You deleted the S. Like in this sentence. Dass der Referent wieder zu spät kommt, kann ich kaum glauben. Why don't I put that S here in the sentence? When I invert these two sentences, so ich kann es kaum glauben, dass der Referent wieder zu spät kommt. And then I use a Nebensatz here. Start with the Nebensatz. Dass der Referent wieder zu spät kommt, kann ich kaum glauben. I don't say kann ich es kaum glauben. Warum nicht? Tell me from the logic.
Because already there is a subject, ish. Wir haben eine schon eine andere Subjekt.
No, we're not talking of subject here. Das ist Akkusativ.
Nein, wann wir benutzen, wann wir erst wieder mal benutzen, dann es wird eine zweite Subjekt.
No, it's not subject. S is accusative here. It stands for accusative here. Here's the problem. Change this slightly. will fit now. These are the two sentences. I'm sure you know the structure. Hauptsatz, Nebensatz, Nebensatz, Hauptsatz.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, Nebensatz, das Verb steht am Ende immer. Und wenn wir das so voranstellen, also Nebensatz vor dem Hauptsatz, dann beginnt der Hauptsatz mit dem Verb, gleich nach dem Komma. That will also be known. But why is this S missing in this sentence? If I put the Hauptsatz before the Nebensatz, then I need to use the S. But if I invert it, I don't use the S. It's very simple. This entire sentence here, ich kann es kaum glauben, is was?
The object.
Yeah. Was können Sie kaum glauben? Do you remember your, I hope you do, A1, where, the question for who, nominative, wen and was, the questions for accusative, and wem, the question for dative? Do you remember your basics?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If I say, ich kann es kaum glauben and put a full stop, I just come into this room here and I say, I can hardly believe it. What would be your reaction?
Was.
Was.
What
It
was.
was.
What
I
you couldn't
just
get.
cannot do it.
What you cannot do.
Do it.
Was.
So I have to answer that question, what?
Yeah, sir.
So that means when I answer that question, I use some statement to answer that question. So this entire statement is a accusative object, the whole sentence. Das sich verspätet hat is the accusative object. So this S actually is for this here. I can hardly believe it that he is late again. Believe what? That he is late again. But when I invert it, I brought the important thing to the beginning. That he is late again, I can hardly believe. You don't put a it in the second one. And if you have till today, please correct your English also. That he is late today, I can hardly believe it. You don't need an it in the second sentence because your Nebensatz is the object which has given the listener the meaning. Many of us don't speak it correctly. So when you invert it, no S. And why do I drop the S here? Another reason. If I start with a Nebensatz, I can't stop here. Das sich verspätet hat is incomplete. That is why it's called a Nebensatz. A Nebensatz, subordinate clause, depends on some other sentence for its existence. It depends on the main clause, on the Hauptsatz. Das er sich verspätet hat. Bye bye, see you, auf Wiedersehen. Yeah, but what? That he what? That he is late? What is the sentence? Because the sun is shining, I stop. Nebensatz. Because the sun is shining, so what? What is the reference? Because it's cloudy. Although I worked hard, where is the reference to these Nebensätze? There is no reference. So a Nebensatz is not eigenständig, is not selbstständig. It cannot stand on its own. It's not a standalone sentence. A Hauptsatz is. I failed the exam. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Although I worked hard. So now comes the Nebensatz. So a Hauptsatz is selbstständig, ein selbstständiger Satz. A Nebensatz is not. So once I stop here with this object sentence, I've given you the main purpose of what I wanted to say. That he's delayed. Aha, you've understood the object first. Now comes the second half. I can hardly believe. So that it is not necessary even in English. But leave English out of it. I'm not interested in improving your English here. Wir beschäftigen hier uns mit Deutsch. So, das ist es. Bei Spätertat, es brauchen wir nicht in dem Hauptsatz, bei der Inversion. In Hauptsätzen steht es oft als akkusative Ergänzung und verweist dann auf einen Nebensatz mit es oder Infinitiv mit zu. Wenn der Nebensatz vorangestellt ist, it's put before, entfällt es. Es is dropped. Are we all on the same page so far? Are you all together with me so far?
Yes.
So the S.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I want to show you something here, which you will be receiving from me sometime today, hopefully by evening, when nicht später. This was your correction work. I removed from here. This is your correction work that you have done, all of you. Oh, I need this here. I have to prepare for my talk. Day after tomorrow evening, I am the chief guest at a university function, which I have to, where I have to give a valedictory address. I have just written the title here, valedictory. The document is empty. There's not a single, no, there is one single word, the title, valedictory, that's all. I don't know when I'll prepare it.
I think that is sufficient for you to speak for an hour.
It's not there. Thank you for the compliment, Vasu, and your faith in me. Thanks a lot. But it's about a seminar and it deals with language and literature. I need to, I have to put in those things also. I've just not done anything. This is the one I wanted. Anyway, it's on Wednesday afternoon, so I have time. Today, whole day is there. That's what I tell myself. Tomorrow, whole day is there, and whole night is also there. So I'll do it. I'll send this document across to you guys, as yes to it, or the other one maybe. This is too comprehensive. I'll do this one. This pronomen S.
So you have sent us one document related to
Yeah.
yes already.
Yeah.
It is the
You already
same, sir.
have it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wir haben.
See
That's
what I
okay.
see, did you pay attention to my sentence? You said you sent us one document, right, Jeet?
Huh.
You sent
sir.
us one document, and my question was, you already have it.
Yeah.
I didn't say you already have.
The
I said you
document.
already have it. See the usage of that. So Sie haben uns ein Dokument geschickt. And my question would be, Sie haben es. So here that S is a pronoun for document.
Document.
See the
Yes,
difference?
sir.
S
Yes,
is
sir.
not a Platzhalter. It is a pronoun, grammatical pronoun, replacing the word document. I can also say, Sie haben this document. Sie haben es. That is the difference now. Contextually now. See from the context. Oh, Sie haben das Document. Sie haben es. Okay. Please go through that document I sent you. It will give you a rough idea. Don't memorize it. What doesn't concern you, don't read. Stick to what is given with the examples. I've given you with the definitions and the explanations. So just follow the examples. There are plenty of examples here. Plenty of examples. Watch out for examples like these. Es steht eine junge Frau am Eingang. Don't translate this, it doesn't work. It is standing a young lady at the entrance. This is a typisch deutscher Satz. And this is what makes German what it is. This is also something that makes you sound German. A German would appreciate such a sentence. Es kommen viele Leute zur Party heute Abend. Es kommen. Why is this es kommen? Why can't I simply say viele Leute kommen zur Party heute Abend? But German, somewhere something has to be twisted. No? Schadenfreude. So
But
es
sir, when
kommen
there is
viele Leute.
already subject, why do we need to say something like that? As state.
I can explain that to you linguistically when you reach C1 or C2. Right now, let me put it humorously. Germans love to do these things. Absolutely love these sentences.
Okay, sir.
Subject is there, but in spite of that, they will begin the subject with S. It's so misleading that you look at this and say, es steht eine junge Frau. Okay, S is subject, so junge Frau is object. It isn't. You want to bring junge Frau to the beginning, then do it. Drop the S. Kein Problem. Stick to that. So to put it in a little direct and not very happy manner, if you don't use the sentence, you have simply learnt normal book German, not German. A1, A2, that's all. No matter, you can say I have a huge vocabulary, 20,000 words, but you are still using viele Leute kommen zur Party and not es kommen viele Leute. Your German is very ordinary. This is what makes German German. It is a pseudo subject, a false subject. And this is used to emphasize this part here, the actual subject.
Sir,
Eine junge Frau. Yeah.
common is taken instead of, so it is referring to viele Leute. That's why we have taken common.
Yeah. Not because of S.
No, yeah, not because of it, but the actual subject is Leute, plural.
Yes.
Viele Leute.
Yeah. And because I want to stress this, Betonung. So Betonung des eigentlichen Subjekts. Listen, this S I've covered comprehensively, by the way. Once you have learned these, keep it at the back of your mind. Use only what is necessary. Those of you who proceed to C1, C2, there is nothing any other teacher can teach you about S. This covers the entire gamut of S. How many? There's something like 12, 13 pages here. Yeah. I can't get any better than that. Coming back to our subject here, S, that's what you need. Remember a few unpersonal, Wetterverben, then there are verbs or adjectives that come with S always. S is gut, S is schön, and so on. There should be 40 or 50. Now wait, lesson 2, module 1, no, module 4. So 48, I think. Oh, it's already ahead, 9. 48 is false. Here. Come on. Yeah. This is all they give you in the book. So just learn them, more than enough. Obligator is here. And kind moment. Good afternoon, Ambabu. ఎంతసేపట్లో వస్తావు? నేను ఫారెస్ట్ ఆఫీస్లో నాకు ఇవాళ మీటింగ్ ఉంది. 3 o'clock రూమ్లో ఉండమని చెప్పారు ఫారెస్ట్ ఆఫీస్లో. అది నీకు దగ్గర కదా అక్కడికి? సో ఫారెస్ట్ ఆఫీస్ ఎన్నింటికి వస్తావు? ఎక్కడ కలుస్తావు నన్ను? మంచిది. నేను ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయిన ఫోన్ చేస్తాను, బయలుదేరిన ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. నాకు హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ పడుతుంది ఇక్కడ. అది కన్వీనియంట్ కదా? కరెక్ట్. 2:30 ప్లాన్ చేసుకో. నేను వచ్చే ఎన్ని సిగ్నేచర్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? ఓకే, నేను పెన్ ఓకే తెచ్చేసి నేను సైన్ చేస్తాను అవి. ఓకే, రైట్. 2:30 ఫారెస్ట్ ఆఫీస్. Yeah, thank you. So, obligatorisch S by Wetterverben. All these are verbs come with weather. Yeah, and with certain combinations like escaped, escaped home, es handelt sich es kommt darauf an, es ist gut, es ist schlecht, es ist schön, with adjectives and so on. Make sure we know this. Sometimes we can also use that S as Platzhalter part in the beginning. Watch out there. Like wie gefällt es Ihnen? This S is the subject here. It's not in the beginning, but it's the subject. Right? As a Platzhalter, this can be left blank. S ist wirklich eine höhere Kunst. It's really a high art, a high skill, ein Gespräch zu eröffnen. I don't like this S. Move it around. Ein Gespräch zu eröffnen ist wirklich eine hohe Kunst. Inverted, S gone. To begin a conversation is indeed a great skill, a high skill. Es sind noch nicht viele Leute da. Remember that as I just showed you in that example? Viele Leute sind noch nicht da. The actual subject is viele Leute. But to emphasize that, I start with S. In that case, it's a Platzhalter. And last but not least, accusative ergänzung. Ich kann es kaum glauben. So have a look at that handout, plus what we have here. That's Es reicht. S ist genug. Also viel mehr von S brauchen wir nicht. So, habt ihr noch Fragen?
Nein, sir, ich habe keine Frage.
Nein, sir.
Nein, sir.
Wie war es? Das ist meine
Was?
Frage. Wie war es?
Der Unterricht war sehr gut.
Es war viel.
So this S now refers to that entire class, the entire grammatical item that I've used. Wie war's? So wie war that was is that explanation, the Erklärung,
Das war
the
ein Beispiel.
Beispiele, das Lesen, everything is contained in that ES in my question. See how it is used?
Ja, es war
Wie
super.
war's? S war super. Now what is that S that you used, Jeet? The entire explanation that you people heard refers to that S. See, 2 letters, 2 alphabets, and so much behind it.
Right, sir.
Lesson of life, don't ignore a mosquito in your room. It can make your whole night miserable. Similarly, don't drop the S in a sentence. It will make your grammar miserable. Okay? So, wenn es keine Fragen mehr gibt, dann treffen wir uns morgen die gleiche Zeit und machen weiter.
Yes,
Stimmt,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So, I'll
Yes, sir.
Dankeschön. Tschüss.
Ja, bis
Tschüss
morgen.
dann, alles
Dankeschön,
Gute.
sir.
Bis
Es
Vielen
war
Dank,
dir
sir.
ein
Auf
verdienter
Wiedersehen,
Zeit.
sir.
Wiedersehen,
Auf
Wiedersehen,
How would it say?
Wiedersehen. Okay, so